Good morning, everybody. I had to redo this video because for some reason the microphone cut out the one I did yesterday as futures opened. But in any case, I'm going to try and keep it short because I know you guys lost an hour of sleep. Last week, March 11th, tried to put everybody at ease. You know, we're just in a correction. It's just a correction. Calm down, and showed the video that we had going on. Things looked a little better last week in terms of how we dropped. We had that drop, and then we had our bounce, and then we had a higher drop. And again, I want to bring your attention to this 41.98.70. It's your 23.6 retracement to the COVID lows. And over here in January, we respected it. Here in February, where we put in the February low when the war started, we had to gap down to get below it. Over here, when we were at this earlier last week on the 8th, came down to it, got right back up off of it. And we avoided it on Friday. As of now, we're up 31 points on the S&P futures heading into Monday, and I'm going to bring you here to show you SPY. On Friday, SPY did everything it was supposed to do off those comments that were coming out of Putin. Yes, things are looking promising, blah, blah, blah. And in 4 minutes, we went right back up to that minus 10% line. And then they just faded off the weekend, which has been the case because nobody wants to hold anything on the weekends. But it's a little bit larger than that psychologically. And I want to show you something here. Because we are coming down into the lower point of everything right now. And this is the NQ. Actually, I'm going to go back here because these are the ones that I'm showing you on your charts anyway. Here is your NDX, right? This is your NDX going all the way back to the all-time high. Had it on the default. This is what you're looking at here as far as a possible last final push for a fifth wave to the downside. Obviously, you break up above that 14,380, 385. Everything's completed. You had your ABC, then you had your ABC bounce, and then your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But here, this 12,996, this is your 23.6 retracement to the 2002 bear market lows. The algorithm is not stupid. And again, if you put a gun to my head, I'd say you got a 10% chance that this is wave A of a big bear market. The other 90%, I'd tell you this is wave 4 and we're going up. Might not go up to all-time highs, obviously, but we are definitely going to be heading up as we go into September, October. Here's the Dow Jones. Change this onto default. Boom, boom, boom. You got the exact same thing. Posted your high here on the 5th of January. ABC down, ABC up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just holding on to that minus 10% from the all-time highs level right there. Again, something that looks significantly pre-programmed, and I don't suspect that we're going to be getting any flushes coming down anytime soon. The Russell, very interesting here on the Russell. You can see here, Russell topped out much earlier than everybody else. And from that top out, you've just been holding this minus 20% line, constantly holding that minus 20% line. Did it over here in January, did it again in February. Now here we are again on that same minus 20% line. Again, gives me an impression that we do have upside coming to us after we get through all this mishigosh, which I'll tell you now. My opinion is that they don't raise any interest rates on Wednesday. That's my opinion. Obviously, what everybody's expecting is a quarter point, not a half point. Also, my opinion is by the end of this week, we have a peace agreement, ceasefire, truce over there in Russia. Everybody gets happy. Oil gets fucking slammed. The VIX gets slammed. It's like the Smurfs when Garfunkel, got taken out. So I like the way that everything looks as far as from a short-term point of view. From a long-term point of view, I like the way that it looks. And somebody made a comment the other day saying, God, it was an epic mistake not getting puts on this downplay. We had puts. We had puts when the VIX was actually priced for puts. Now the VIX has been in the 30s for over 10 days, 2 weeks now. Paying for puts is an expensive game to play unless you're going to play the Friday lottos. And even then, on a Friday lotto, you're really taking that risk that, can you, is it worth throwing $50 out there to make 400, 300? So it's a question you got to ask. But in any case, here we are. We are on day 48 since the all-time highs. So 48 days we've been into this correction. We had a red month in February. We had a red month in January. And as of right now, on Friday, we're down 3.64% for the month of March. Again, I behoove you, go over and look at your monthly candles on whatever surface you can use. You don't see more than 2 red monthly candles. Almost never. I shared it earlier in the week. You can get a 3, you can get it here and there, but again, it doesn't support the look to it. So in any case, that's about it. Right now, I'm just going to go around, do a little home run trot. USO, BCS, JWN, XBI that I sent out on Monday. USO, you guys saw it. We took the trade later. Had over 100% on it. Have over a month left on it. I still see that there's significant amount of downside over there on the USO. BCS, I posted over there in the room on BCS on Monday morning. It's already down 6.7%. That trade's off the table. Can it go down? Yeah, it can. Can it go break down back below 810, head down to that 730? It's just such a low volume trade that, now that it's already been passed, why even bother with it? JW Nordstrom, 2250 puts, had over 1 million traded on this. You got over a month left on this. These were at 24.24. JW Nordstrom made it down to 22.84. Still has that gap to fill. Again, do like these. Just didn't see a price that I was comfortable with to go and jump in on any of it, so I didn't. And the XBI 87 calls. I threw out the XBI 87 calls because I know Widowmaker, Andre, he likes to trade this. He loves to trade the XBI, and XBI made it up to 89.85 on Friday. 89.85, $1.62. The math works out right there. It wasn't fantastic because you have that high inflated VIX, but you were still looking at a 30-40% trade. Here's the USOs that I bought them at $1.90, sent out that alert later on the next day that they were up 80%. They wound up going up over $4, over 100%, closed at 285 on Friday. You got a big gap down this morning on oil. I suspect that we're going to be looking somewhere into that 70 to 67 range very quickly for that wave 4 to go down. March 18th, on Friday, I threw this out on Thursday to look over at the TLT. Wasn't trading on Thursday. Didn't have the headspace for it. Wasn't about to take it. TLT, there was a sweep right there. 660 grand on these TLTs. And on Friday, we wound up catching them for 50 cents. They wound up going to 80 cents, a little bit over 80%. But all of the OI is on 138, 139, 140, 141 for this week. And you got the FOMC on Wednesday. So definitely liked it. Definitely still like it, and I still think that there's a good shot that on Wednesday we get a reaction with the 10-year. Just going over the chat, through the week. On Monday, early in the morning on Monday, I posted that March 11th DWAC 89 puts. There were 930 of them bought at the ask. DWAC, the Trump social media thing, they went to 1950 end of the week. AMD shares under 105 is again set up for a nice 20% return on a swing to 123, 128. The problem you've got right now is China has locked down the Shenzhen. Shenzhen is basically your Silicon Valley of China. So everything that has to do with tech is all locked down until the end of this week. So JD.com, Alibaba, Yin, Baidu, all of that stuff is going to be taking a big hit today, as well as Foxconn, who makes the iPhones. General Motors, 42.5 calls, $1.15. Wound up going to about $1.50, $1.60 if I recall when I was looking at the chart. Yeah, got your 30%, but still, I like this for a little bit better of a move, having seen that somebody was buying the 43.50 calls really, really hard, and I'm in the 42.50s. Tuesday, again, trade alert, Visa, MasterCard, raising their fees, extremely oversold, excellent for selling put credit spreads. Both of them wound up going a little more than 10% over the course of the week. Anybody sold put credit spreads, you got all your money. All of it. April USOs, blah, blah, blah. Here's your DWAC, 595. This is the only one I haven't tracked yet, is this BX, Blackstone. Somebody went in really big on these Blackstones, and I'm going to have a look at it again. But again, a $4.90 contract, that's not one that a lot of guys are playing. Anybody who's going to play that's going to sell it. This is the other one that I'm watching too, is Marriott. Nobody has made a move on Marriott after this guy made that trade. I've seen very little volume go through, and he's extremely underwater in that trade. But I am watching it because at least this time I can get a chance I can learn it. Chevron, again, same thing. Chevron, 140, 145s, looking at April. Chevron hasn't moved that much over the course of the week, but it did have a tiny little dip down there to the low 160s. You're looking for a break down to 149, really looking at 144, 139. Again, going through just where we're at, going through the alerts room. We had that big, massive 7.5% day over there on the DAX on Wednesday. Here you are. Your 4250s are over that. The XLF, somebody bought these again. I don't love this XLF trade. I don't. I like it, but I don't love it. And I've been hurt too many times on XLF that I don't have any intention on getting involved in it. So, that's going to be where it is. 30 puts, blah, blah, blah. There you are. Anyway, guys, we got a week ahead. We got a couple of days where we're just going to be spinning wheels. You've got the FOMC coming on Wednesday. OPEX is on Friday. I still think that somewhere in between the weekend and the weekend, we're going to hear something about a truce, a ceasefire. And I think that will give you the opportunity to go over there and say, yeah, you know what? I think we do have a shot. And if you come over here and you look at this from a 30-day point of view, that's really all we're looking for. We're looking for that close up above that 432 to say that, okay, we're kind of getting started now. And if we can get that next close up there, up into that 440 level, now we're playing with fire. So I'll catch you guys later.